And we're back here with the Toronto Audio Engineering Society Expo 2019. Some of the things that we see at shows like this is technology that is not necessarily available to everyone, accessible to everyone. Now that we don't have catalogs, you can't just look through a catalog and find what you need. Sometimes you got to go to an event like this to be exposed to technology that you didn't know existed until you saw it. So I'm joined with Peter from AcoustiGuard.
Thank you. Yep.
The technology that you deal with is mainly mechanical, diffusion
and absorption.
Diffusion and absorption.
So the reason that we're AES members, of course, and the reason that we wanted to be here today, because everybody else is gearheads, and that's not disparaging at all.
That's true.
I used to be one myself. Is we're the only ones that were representative of acoustics, true acoustics.
Okay.
So it's all well and good to have wonderful sounding speakers, costly speakers.
Yep.
But if you put that into a concrete bunker, costly speakers do not sound costly.
Absolutely.
So our ethos is always that we want to fix the acoustics first, because I guarantee you that your electronics will be less expensive later.
It's true. And the fight will be
much easier.
Much easier.
Much easier.
You want to win the fight.
Yes. Everybody, please remember, under 3,000 cubic feet is a problem.
This is true. Yeah.
Is a big problem. So our company's background is 47 years in the business of isolation.
Okay.
So everything from 3 million pound punch presses to giving you a nice isolation wall.
So mechanical,
real mechanical
heavy-duty
stuff.
mechanical.
Yeah. About 4 years ago, more and more, we got into the pretty.
Okay.
And the pretty is the stuff that you see on the walls, not behind the walls.
Right.
Pretty is costly.
Yes, of course.
If I give you an example, a common example that we're all experiencing, granite today is anywhere from $75 to $90 a square foot for your countertops.
Jeez. Okay.
I didn't know that. A good door for a house, a front door, can easily be $5,000.
Yes. And same with studio doors.
Same as studio doors, even more.
It's crazy.
So, pretty costs,
yes.
Number one, but it also has to be effective, number two.
Okay.
So, we went searching for unique products that we can control in North America. Very, very, very important to us.
Okay.
If not North America, at least in Canada.
Patented production processes?
Correct.
Okay.
Or licensing situations.
Okay.
So one of the first products that we found that I just had a long conversation with Jeff Bamford.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he didn't know that this existed.
Okay, all right. Okay, so tell us about what this is.
This is right.
This is a little nuts.
As you can see, that's a clear piece of plastic. I'll call it plastic for instead of getting into technicalities.
Sure.
The plastic has slits cut through it, those lines that you see, and it's not really fair with all of the diffractive light in here.
Okay, well here, let me hold it here, and yep. I'll hold it right here, and maybe we'll get a close-up of it.
Right, better. So, and if you come into the booth, we've got some light boxes that are shining from the backside.
Okay.
It'd be nice if you got that shot.
Okay.
Those slits are cut right the way through the material. Inside that slit, there is air, just like there is around us.
Okay.
But just like water has surface tension, you've all seen a bug walk on the water, that the actual water dimples.
Okay.
The air in there will have surface tension.
Okay.
Because it's in a tiny enough slit.
Okay.
So now when the sound wave, all this reverberation, for example, in this room, strikes it, the sound wave has to work harder to push the surface tension out of the way.
Okay, so it doesn't vibrate the pane of glass, it absorbs it.
It actually absorbs it. So never before, until about 4 years ago when this was patented, have the three words been said, transparent sound absorber.
This is incredible. That's fantastic.
Because everybody thinks of a sound absorber as a piece of cloth or a fabric wrap panel.
They think of it as mass.
Correct.
It's just like some big chunk of
Something.
concrete that absorbs all the sound.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or something fuzzy, like a piece of pink fiberglass.
Okay, so now my curiosity is like
How effective is it?
Well, but is it tunable? Like,
Yes.
like how do you tune it?
By changing the distance behind it to the glass. So
Okay.
my biggest clients are the corporate world,
Yeah.
because everybody is building fish tanks
Fish bowls, yeah.
as their conference rooms, or even teleconference rooms, which
Okay.
is even worse.
Right?
But none of them obviously want us to put a fabric wrap panel on those beautiful vistas
Yeah.
that they've paid extra money for.
That's very interesting.
So the only option really that they have is to go with the D-amp panel.
That's super interesting. So this patented technology.
Yep.
This
Norway,
is,
Norway.
This is out of Norway.
Yep.
So like, can it be shaped into any size? Like, or is it
4x8 is a typical panel size, but no two windows are ever the same, ever.
Okay, so in a 4x8 sheet, like, is it this width and you can cut around it? Or?
Oh yeah, I just recently did something for the Remix project, and we had to put them on operable doors that were glass. So we just used standoffs all the way around the door frame, but then actually did a curved cut for where the big pull was.
Yeah.
It's just a CAD drawing.
That's insane, but none of these fins, like cutting across the fin.
You wouldn't do that. You would have blocks
some
of them and stop and start again.
Okay, I gotcha.
Right.
That's so interesting. The slits are made through like a laser.
A
laser cut.
Uh-huh.
So they could almost be, anything of that sort. It almost seems so
simple,
but at the same time,
it's a wonderful story. A professor from China invented micro-perforated wood.
Okay.
That is a very common item that you see nowadays, is micro-perforated wood, particularly in things like elevator lobbies or large...
okay, so it's perforated for absorption.
Correct. And micro-perforated, so tiny, tiny little holes. He invented that technology. And this young man, or this gentleman in Norway, Björn, was going for his master's at the time, master's in engineering. Mm-hmm. So read the article, went to his prof, and he said, I wonder if I could write my thesis on it, and I wonder if slits are covered under the patent.
Of his patent.
Of the Chinese professor's patent.
Interesting.
And they weren't.
It's very interesting.
So
a loophole. It's
exactly.
A loophole.
This is a slit patent.
This is a slit.
As opposed to a tiny little point.
Micro dot. But it's the same surface tension applies.
Exactly.
It's the
in
same
both
surface
cases.
tension that applies. That's super interesting.
Exactly.
So AcoustiGuard, they very much have other solutions that are heavy-duty mechanical solutions for...
Oh my gosh, yes.
For floating studios and floating floors.
Absolutely.
So what is the catalog, and what are the products that never get showcased like in music stores come out of an event like this?
I think we purposely didn't bring a lot of any of the vibration materials because we want to focus on the pretty, on that interior acoustic finish.
Very true.
Right? So the isolation product today is a little bit of a race to the bottom as construction products.
Okay.
Because isolation clips, I don't know if you know about isolation clips.
Yep.
There's 6 or 7 manufacturers now.
Yeah.
So now everybody's sort of competing on price as opposed to on performance.
On performance, yeah.
So more and more, we look for these specialty products to bring to market, to educate people on, to go, this is unique. This is something special that could answer your problem.
Yeah.
This product I'm using in offshore offshore oil platforms and natural gas platforms, because you can't put anything fibrous on the platform because of fire load.
Of course.
But there's still people living there in bedrooms and sleeping and lounges and entertainment areas.
But there is a conscious effort to eliminate those fire hazards.
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
This is sound absorption that
we can make that out of
fibrous.
aluminum or stainless steel.
Okay, that's very interesting.
So now no fire load whatsoever.
That is so very interesting, and because it has slits, it wouldn't resonate like a piece of metal. So,
correct.
So what do you put behind it? Like, is it just
Anything hard.
anything hard?
I mean, with a clear panel, you think of glass.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we've put it up in front of stone walls that have been issues in somebody's room.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And so still gives you the look of that stone wall,
Yeah.
but without the
reflections,
acoustic
yeah.
issues.
So for the music industry, for the audio industry, are there baffles that can be purchased in a 2x4 sheet that can be moved?
Sure. Or put up on the ceiling, so now you still keep all of that openness above you, as opposed to hanging solid acoustic absorbers above your head.
Nothing makes a room feel small like acoustic
Than
treatment.
dropping the panels on your head.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's very interesting, and
Absolutely.
it is that aesthetic. Like it is, like you say, the pretty.
It's all about the pretty, and if you talk to an architect or an interior designer, if it doesn't have an aesthetic, it's not going to go in the room.
That's right. Yeah, they're not going to. Yeah, they're going to avoid it just based on looks alone.
Correct, and I can print on that stuff as well.
Of course you can, because it's a flat surface that's glass.
Yep, exactly.
That's very interesting too. Does the printing when you say printing, it's like a direct to material, like what do they call it, DMM?
I forget what it's called, but 2,000 lines per inch of resolution can go on the back of a 4x8 sheet.
When you do that,
Sorry.
when you say the back, so it's cut right through. The slit is cut right through.
The cut is so the back is subjective.
The back is subjective.
Yeah.
So let's call it the cut face and the non-cut face.
Right.
So on the non-cut face, you just do an impregnated something.
They actually print it before they laser it.
Okay, then the holes are in the ink.
In the print as well.
Okay.
And the lasering does not melt the plastic, because melting would give you burn marks.
Right. Yeah.
It sublimates the plastic, so it goes directly from a solid to a gas. So that's how you get the absolutely clean cuts.
Super interesting.
In the plastic.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it's all happening here in Toronto.
Wow.
I mean, it's all manufactured within the GTA.
Manufactured within the GTA. That is actually unbelievable. I've never heard of anything like this, and like you say,
please stop by and see the booth with our light boxes, because it really does showcase how transparent it is.
That's very. Do you have in your Toronto location? Do you have a place where people can try it? Like, it's very difficult to bring this and try this unless you.
Yeah.
So
we have several installations that we could always set up, possibly with them, some kind of client visit.
That's very interesting.
Yep.
So on this, do they have research of reflection? Like, is this guy's thesis part of the website?
Oh yeah. Well, they use their national. Norway, like Canada, has a national acoustic laboratory.
Okay.
So as part of his thesis and with his prof, they did all of the upfront testing. Then when we got the North American rights to it, I got all of those ISO tests converted to ASTM with an engineering signature from here, so I can prove to my architects that it's ASTM's compliant. And we've, on as many occasions as possible, when we install it, we try to pre-deamp only and then post testing with PNGs.
I gotcha.
So I've done that at Durham College, at a financial institution that I can't mention yet, and the Remix project.
Very interesting. This is absolutely spectacular. I think we're. What are we doing on time? It's no worries. It's no worries at all.
Okay.
Okay. So by curiosity of the wood side of things, I noticed that you had wood diffusions that are pretty.
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. Like you have very pretty acoustic treatment.
Yeah. I think Canada, uniquely in the world, particularly in the studio business, and that's where I came from. I was a studio engineer and a post-production engineer for 25 years. Uniquely in Canada, we haven't spent the money on diffusion. We spend the money in absorption, good design.
Yeah.
It's not to say that our studios don't sound good. They definitively do. But you look in can I mention Mix Magazine? Or take it out later?
No, that's whatever.
You look in a Mix Magazine and just open the page wildly anywhere.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at an American studio, you're going to see diffusers. If you're looking at a European studio, you're going to see diffusers.
Yeah.
You look in Canadian studios, where are the diffusers?
Yeah.
So why? How did that happen?
I don't know.
Money.
Yeah, money.
Money.
Yeah,
Our market is smaller.
Market is smaller.
So the owners can't spend the money the way that the American or the Europeans have.
Yeah. I love that this is a Toronto product. I love that this is Canadian made.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big patriot, so
Me too. Yeah.
having this stuff here is absolutely fantastic. I learned something today. This is spectacular.
Wonderful.
Thank you for bringing it to the AES.
Thanks,
and,
Anthony.
You know, we're going to throw it to the floor and see what's going on out there. And maybe there's a picture of your booth, but I'm sure we'll have pictures of it out there. And
Absolutely.
we're happy to share it with you.
Thanks, Anthony.
Okay, thank you.
You.
Cheers.